What's up, guys?
I'm coming around the corner. Hold on, guys.
Long time no see. Well, I know it ain't been that long, maybe about a month or so, but we're back.
We're back, and it's time for another sports update.
Yep.
Where are we at? March 12th.
We're in the middle of March.
So you know what that means? Championship week.
Yep. Had to see, you got a lot of different stuff going on. So the NBA season's got about a month to go. NFL free agency is going on. And of course, this is the middle of March, which means March Madness is right around the corner.
That's right. A couple of conference tournaments for March Madness kind of wound up last week. Ohio Valley, Missouri Valley.
Yeah, that's it. You've already got several bids, been handed out. Like I said, the Ohio Valley representative, Murray State.
John Morant.
Yes, a job.
Big time game.
Yeah.
Big time games in that tournament.
Yes, so excited to see him. Also representing the Big South, Gardner Webb, first ever tournament appearance. Representing the Missouri Valley, Bradley, first time in 13 years. Bradley's going to the tournament. And representing the Atlantic Sun, Liberty. Also, a couple were handed out yesterday, representing the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference for the third or fourth year in a row, Iona. And also from the Southern Conference, which I think Wofford Terriers, which I think I haven't seen Wofford play, but I don't know. It looks like Wofford may be a problem.
Right.
I said they may be a problem for a few teams.
Gonzaga should be tipped off.
Yeah, that's Gonzaga playing #1 team in the country. They're playing the West Coast Conference Final again. Probably not a surprise.
Who are they playing?
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's. You think it's gonna be a good game or not?
You know what? I don't know. It probably should be a good game, but with the way Gonzaga has read through the West Coast Conference this year, it wouldn't be surprised if they just blew them out.
This is not a game for teams such as Indiana or Ohio State, who's on the bubble, who don't want to see St. Mary's win.
Yeah, well,
because then you got to take two from that conference.
Yeah, well, I said, what? I said, well, this year, it's a lot. This year, it's a lot of bubble teams. In consideration for the tournament. But a lot of them have losing records in the conference.
Losing records and darn near just slightly above 500 records themselves overall.
Yeah, it's I guess still be a lot of interesting scenarios. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens, on Sundays. Selection Sundays is coming Sunday.
Right.
Okay, now see if you look looking around the country, and you'll see a lot of the Power 5 conferences. Okay. I see you got the ACC, which currently, if you look at ESP, whichever bracketology, you probably got 3 teams, in the running for possible #1 seeds: North Carolina, Duke, Virginia.
Yep.
Now, see, ACC tournament, began today. All 3 of those teams won't play until Thursday. Thursday's quarterfinals. Probably one of these 3 teams are probably going to run into each other at some point.
Which would create a loss for one of them, which would eliminate them from the 1 seed conversation. So before it's all said and done, you'll be down to 2 for that #1 seed, and then maybe pushing that person to the 2 line.
Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe it's okay. Duke has 5 losses. North Carolina has 5. Virginia, I believe, only has
2 or 3.
2 or 3. I can't remember. It might be 2.
Either way, I think even if Virginia got beat first game, they're still going to be a 1.
Yeah, Virginia will probably be a 1.
Virginia and Gonzaga both will still be a 1, even if Gonzaga got beat by St. Mary's tonight. They would still be a 1.
Yeah, probably so.
Because they only give them 3 losses on the season. They only have 2, so yeah.
Yeah.
They would still be a 1.
Mm-hmm. Now to see, of course, I was thinking about, okay, let's see, ACC. I'm gonna say they probably get maybe 7. Possibly 8. Got North Carolina, Duke, Virginia, Florida State, Virginia Tech, Louisville, Syracuse, and possibly NC State.
Possibly.
Yeah.
It's baffling how many teams they got. They got to fill 68 slots, and some of them get the automatic bids because they're conference tournament, obviously, and then
Yeah.
then you get your at-large bids. So
Yeah, I mean,
you got to take these teams. You got to have 7 or 8 from these conferences. That's just the way it is.
yeah, I mean, okay.
They're part of the best 60.
Yeah, I mean,
teams.
yeah, I mean, when okay, I look around a lot of the Power Fives. Some conferences well, probably know to me, they probably have more locks than others. Like I said, ACC I just mentioned, North Carolina, Duke, Virginia, probably Virginia Tech,
For sure.
and I'm probably gonna throw in Florida State, and that may be Louisville.
Oh, I think Louisville's in.
Yeah,
Louisville's in.
They're probably locks for the tournament.
Louisville's between a 7 and 9. seed.
Yeah, no, probably for the ACC. Okay, let's move on. Let's see, the Big East. Well, you got 2 locks, Villanova, Marquette. Even though they've been on a bit of a slide here as of late, both of them are locks. And look around the rest of the Big East, it's kind of a question mark.
Seton Hall's in.
Yes, well, Seton Hall finished they beat both Marquette and Villanova this week, so I'd say Seton Hall's in.
Seton Hall, that was a big win their last game, winning against the ranked
Villanova.
Ranked Villanova.
Yeah.
That put them in. Seton Hall has wins. Of course, Marquette's been falling since their early
That's
good.
well, they've lost 4 in a row.
So Marquette is not as good as they once were, but still, the win over Marquette, that's a good win for them.
Yeah.
The ranked win over Villanova, and of course their ranked win against Kentucky earlier in the season.
And they also won at Maryland.
And they also won at Maryland. Seton Hall's in.
Yeah, Seton
Hall is in. Period.
Probably another one has been a mystery to me, St. John's. Okay, they beat Marquette twice, and they beat Villanova. But of course, they kind of had like some bad losses against like the last place teams in the Big East.
Huh.
It's kind of maybe St. John's maybe they could probably win maybe 1, maybe 2 games in the Big East tournament, and I'd probably say they were in.
Yeah, some of these teams are one win away to make sure they're in.
Yeah. Okay, let's see the Big Ten. Big Ten probably right now I would say have 6 locks. Purdue, Michigan State, which both share the regular season title, Michigan, Maryland, Wisconsin, Iowa. Those are the locks. Bubble teams, let's see, probably I'd say maybe 3. Minnesota, Ohio State, and Indiana. Which Indiana to me, has probably been the most interesting case.
Well,
because you also, they lost 12 or 13, and then they finish out the season. They started out the season, quite well. Then they go on this losing streak, losing 12 times in 13 games, but they finished out with 4 straight wins, including 2 of those over ranked teams.
Against for some reason, Michigan State can't beat Indiana, but they can beat Michigan.
And Michigan State beat them twice, so to speak.
Right. So I just don't understand that scenario.
And it was also without 2 of their best players.
So, but we seen we were talking about this earlier before we started our practice in bowling. We were talking about the Big Ten tournament, IU versus Ohio State. That first matchup, that's a play-in game to us.
I see. That will probably be, the one game during the Big Ten tournament that probably decides if either one of those get in, possibly.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, of course, IU, they had the losing streak, but look at IU's resume. They have wins over. They beat Michigan State twice. They beat Wisconsin, as well as Louisville and Marquette.
If you look at, they were talking about this too, though. They were talking about the same scenario you were talking about. It was Kentucky Road Call and a couple other places were talking about this. But go look at their total quad 1 wins, and then go look at their quad 2 wins.
Yeah,
it's not good. Their quad 2, they're like 4 and 7 or something. They have a losing record to quad 2.
I think the last might have been 4 and 7 or 6 and 9, something like that.
Something like that. So they have a losing record to quad 2 rank. That means, isn't it 50 and above?
I think. Well, no. If I'm right, 50. If I'm right, 51 to 100, I think is like quad 2. 50 and above, 1 to 50, I think is quad 1. They also do with the net rankings as well.
Last time I looked at the net rankings a few weeks ago, IU was like 56. So they might be a little bit lower now. I haven't looked since. It might be a little bit lower because of their 4 straight wins, but still, maybe 42nd.
Well, like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see what the committee does with them. Just as basically like the Ohio State, IU Ohio State game Thursday afternoon, and in Chicago. That's probably gonna be playing games. Like I said, the Ohio State, Indiana, Minnesota, those are like the bubble teams in the Big Ten.
If IU loses that game, They dropped from 17-14 to 17-15, and they lost to Ohio State, who would then go. Ohio State's 18-13, but if Ohio State wins, they go to 19-13. It's a play-in game. Whoever wins that game, it's got more consideration than the other person does.
Well,
and then it would give Ohio State 2 wins over Indiana because they beat Indiana at Indiana by 3, 55-52.
Yeah, it's well. I just think it'll be interesting for the Big Ten. Okay.
I'll take Minnesota and Ohio State to get in.
Okay. Well, okay. We'll just wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay. The Big 12. Well, probably a big change of the guard in Big 12. Kansas, which had basically put its stamp on the Big 12 regular season title for the last decade and a half. That didn't happen this time. Believe it or not, the coach.
Did they win a share?
No. It's the first time since 2004 that Kansas did not win a share that did not win the Big 12. That award went shared by Kansas State and Texas Tech this time.
Huh. Yep.
I just virtually Kansas State is the 1 seed in the Big 12 tournament. Texas Tech is the 2. But probably for Kansas not to worry because they're going to be in the tournament. This will be the 30th straight tournament Kansas will be in. Okay, let's see. The Big 12 locks for me will put Kansas, Kansas State, Texas Tech, and I'm going to throw in Iowa State.
Yeah, Iowa State's a good team.
Yeah.
Well, they're not good, but I mean, it's a good block.
Yeah.
I think they're okay.
Yeah, probably, maybe 3 bubble teams. Baylor, Texas, and I'll throw in TCU. Let's see. Well, Baylor's already beaten Texas Tech and Iowa State.
Yeah.
Texas has already beaten Kansas, and they beat North Carolina earlier in the year. And TCU beat Iowa State twice. So, I don't know. Probably like a lot of the bubble teams, they probably have to do a little bit of work in the Big 12 tournament.
You're looking at 2 games, win 2 games.
Yeah, probably.
Win 2 games for sure.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. What is the Pac-12?
Pac-12.
Which
is Arizona going to be in there?
No, Arizona. As a matter of fact, I only think the Pac-12 may only get 2.
Are they going to get UCLA?
No, probably only 2. Probably Washington and Arizona State. Okay.
Well, it was Arizona State.
Okay, let's see. Well, Washington. Okay, that's probably why. Because I mean, the Pac-12. If you look at non-conference, the Pac-12 didn't hardly do anything. Arizona State probably has like the best non-conference president. Well, they did beat Kansas. Kansas was number 1 when they came to Tempe, and Arizona State beat them. But of course, the game after that, they lost at home to Princeton. Washington, had been quietly, just been quietly winning, and they won the Pac-12 regular season title. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, even though they lost the regular season finale, but really, I just, with the Pac-12, I just really only see 2 bids. Whoever wins the conference tournament, and maybe might be lucky to get 1 at large. Unless somebody surprises somebody and wins the Pac-12 tournament, I don't know.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see. And that's another team, such as teams as Ohio State and Indiana and other ones that are on the bubble. They don't want to see someone like an Arizona or something win their conference tournament because it takes a spot away.
It takes a spot away, yeah.
Every time that happens, it takes a spot away. So I'm rooting for St. Mary's tonight, and I'm rooting for some team like UCLA or Arizona to win.
Well, I just need to know. We'll get to the mid-majors here shortly. Okay, well, the last Power 5 conference, the SEC. Well, the SEC, the SEC, has come up the last couple of years on the hardwood.
They're getting back to form because we were kind of like this.
I know, basically
about 10 years ago.
Just basically, for the longest time, the SEC was. I mean, you'd probably be lucky if you get, four teams, in basketball in the conference. Yeah. Last year, the SEC, I think started with 8. This year, it may be the case again. Don't know. Locks, of course, we know. Tennessee, Kentucky, probably the surprise team of the year in college hoops, LSU. I'll probably say Auburn.
Auburn's in.
Auburn.
Auburn's in.
Mississippi State.
Yeah, Mississippi State.
Ole Miss. Maybe I'll throw in
No, I think Alabama's got some work to do.
Probably to like Alabama and I don't know, maybe Florida.
Florida and Alabama need to win their first games. Period.
Yeah,
put them in.
They got some work to do though.
Florida and Alabama need to win their first games to put them in.
Yeah.
That's the truth about them too.
Yeah, I mean,
And they're teams that don't want to see
yeah,
Arizona or St. Mary's.
yeah. I didn't know probably outside the Power 5 conferences. I mean, it's probably
They
a lot
ain't
of.
trying to see nothing, right?
I mean, this is probably like a lot of. Okay, like you take the AAC, which I think they'll probably get in maybe 4. Temple, Central Florida, Houston, and Cincinnati. I mean, which I did see Houston, a little bit. While I said Houston's good.
We're gonna wait on our. We'll wait on our Final Four because we'll do another video after the tournament brackets.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, we'll do one.
And we're gonna print it out. And we're gonna do it right there. And we're gonna go over it, and I'm gonna show the whole screen because I'm gonna make some wild picks this year.
well, I guess it's just kind of like the excitement of the NCAA tournament. I see. It's basically just one game, but it's unpredictable. I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, we really don't know.
It's kind of up in the air sometimes. We've seen a 16 beat a 1 last year.
Yeah, and then
Who was it? Virginia lost.
Yeah, Virginia's the number 1 overall seed, lost to 16th seed Maryland, Baltimore County.
That's right.
I'll just say, look, 1 seeds are not losing to 16 seeds this year. It ain't gonna happen. You might be able to get close, but it ain't gonna happen this time.
Unless you got like Stephen Curry's great nephew or something. That's impossible because he's not old enough for that.
Well, to say we don't know.
Somewhere down the bloodline somehow, someone's related to him and hits 15 threes.
I mean, you never know. I mean, like I said, there are a lot of other mid-majors, it can make some noise. Buffalo.
I like Buffalo.
Let's say Buffalo can make some noise.
They always seem to do some stuff recently in the tournament, the last 4 or 5 years, don't they?
Yeah,
Win a game, 2-3 games,
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet 16 Buffalo.
Yeah, let's say Buffalo. I mean, with John Moran and Murray State, I wouldn't be surprised if the Racers.
There's a good endorsement deal for Buffalo Wild Wings. If Buffalo makes it to the Sweet 16, give a half off on an order of 16 wings. That's a really good little, not endorsement, I mean, that's a really good marketing deal. And people will be putting half off 16 order wing. That'd be good.
Well, they could
take that Buffalo Wild Wings and make some money.
Well, they could.
Local John gave you that job. 16 wings. Half
well,
off.
you know what they could, but
yeah, they could.
I see, but I'm anxious to see what happens. I say, well, anyway, the selection show is Sunday at 5. I just see, check it out.
Now, is that 5 o'clock Central?
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock Central.
So it'll be 6 Eastern?
Yeah, 6 Eastern, 5 Central. It'll be on CBS.
Just in case, because some people would tune in at 5 and they live in the Eastern time zone and go, wait a minute, I'm still watching Mama's Family.
They still know it starts at 6.
They ain't got no Mama's Family on the air no more.
Yes, they do.
What, Nick at Night?
No, Me TV. I watch. It's my favorite show. Now, one of my favorite shows.
Mama's Family.
Okay. Moving on.
Okay, we're moving on. NFL stuff.
All right. Okay. Let's move on to the NFL. This week is free agency week.
Yep.
Probably know the big news heard around the NFL. Antonio Brown is now headed to the West Coast to be an Oakland Raider.
Good for them.
Yeah, that's in 3 years, $30 million, and well, let's see. I was kind of at first I was kind of worried like this may not be a good. I was one side of it saying maybe this may have not been a good idea, for AB to go out there, but well, I mean, I'm really just trying to get all the details, what happened with him, in Pittsburgh. I mean, cause to say, with him and the killer bees, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, and Ben Roethlisberger.
It's all been ripped apart.
I mean,
it's over.
They did damage when they were together. I said Pittsburgh was a regular contender in the AFC
till last year, till the suspension stuff.
Yeah, the suspension of Le'Veon Bell, and then Big Ben calling out teammates and everything just all went to crap.
So he's in Oakland, and another famous wide receiver is now in Cleveland. Who's that?
It's Kareem Hunt.
No, wide receiver. Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, OD. That's right. OD is now a Cleveland Brown.
So the Cleveland is trying to load up.
So, well, you know what? I don't know. Maybe that might be a good move for Cleveland. I mean, because I mean, I can't call Cleveland the laughingstock of the league anymore. I mean, Cleveland was decent last year.
They were okay. They're going to be better. Kareem Hunt's there. He'll serve his suspension and be available.
Yeah,
They still
I
got
mean,
Nick Chubb unless they trade him.
Yeah, they still got Jarvis Landry,
Jarvis Landry.
and I mean they also got Baker Mayfield. I see NFL. If I'm right, I think Mayfield won the Rookie of the Year last year. I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you never know.
The NFL Player of the Year and the NFL Quarterback of the Year was Patrick Mahomes. And this is why whenever they say they're getting this and that, I go, we have the Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady of the football league now.
That's
He's under our center.
I just see, I said, Mahomes had a great year. That's a record-breaking year, nearly 5,100 yards and 50 touchdowns. Not to say he's going to do that all the time.
What if he does 45 and 4,500? It's still better than whatever everyone else is going to do, so it don't matter.
Well, I said, okay, we know, probably young quarterbacks, like Mahomes. Well, I guess, Mahomes kind of gave a glimpse to, the kind of like future, future quarterbacks.
Yeah, and a lot of people expect him, because this was his second year, so some people say this was his sophomore year, but technically it was his rookie year, because he never really played but one game his first year of his NFL career in his rookie season. So that's why he couldn't win Rookie of the Year. But the second point is, a lot of people would refer to what they call a sophomore slump, and you're not going to get a sophomore slump, or you could say a junior year slump for him, his third year in the NFL. You're not going to get a slump. The reason why is because this dude is the real deal. This dude, if people are not seeing it just yet, I think Chiefs fans see it immediately, because we saw a little small glimpse of what a great quarterback looks like in a fading, really old Joe Montana, and we see that early in Patrick Mahomes. So he's not gonna fade away.
Well,
he's too much of a star off the field too.
It's just. Well, I say, well, me personally, I'm not gonna judge. It's just one. This is the first year I've seen him play. He came in and made throws that really hadn't been seen in the NFL.
He was making those throws in Texas Tech. No one really looked at him because Texas Tech was not as good as like an Alabama or something. That's why.
Well,
the Chiefs looked at him.
Well, he did come. With Texas Tech is known for quarterback throwing anyway.
Yeah. So it's interesting.
Well, I see. A lot of NFL free agency. I see. It's still going on. I see. It's still happening.
Yep.
Try to give you more updates as they come along. Okay, let's move on. Let's see the NBA. The NBA season's going on. Still got like maybe a month.
About 14 games left.
Yeah, about 14. Yeah, about a month left in the regular season.
And the Lakers look like they're not going to make the playoffs. Last time I looked, there was when I looked, about 17 games left. They were literally going to have to hope for some people up front of them, because they were out of the 8th spot. They were like 4 behind. And so
I don't know. When I looked, like maybe like 5 or 6 games. They were falling way. Looks like they were falling pretty much out of position.
They had 17 games left, and I think they were like. I'm not talking about games. They went 3 or 4 games behind. They were 3 or 4 teams behind the 8th spot. So there was 2 or 3 other teams in front of them.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, so they've got to win out of that last 16 or 17 I was looking at. I calculated that they would have to go like 12-4 and hope for some help, and they're not doing that.
You know what?
No.
12-4. I don't know. I see. To me, they might have to go like 14-3, 15-2, something like that.
They're basically going to have to win a lot of games.
I see. And they're going to have to do it with without. They lost Brandon Ingram for the season, as well as Lonzo Ball.
And what I seen an article on ESPN that said that the Lakers are playing for the lottery now. So they may have been written off. I don't know. Maybe we haven't looked at it. I seen it today. They had an article that said LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Lakers playing for lottery. So I didn't read the whole thing, so I think it might have had something to do with the record. So maybe they're already written off at this point. I'm basing that on what I seen a couple days ago and what I seen tonight. So I don't know. Either way, he's not going to be in the playoffs.
I said no. This will be the first time, I think,
since his career.
Oh shoot, I can't even.
Because the very first few seasons in Cleveland, he was making the playoffs.
Shoot, I can't.
Season number 1, I think they went to like the finals or something.
It might be East. Shoot, you know, I can't remember. I had to go.
He was there. He's been making the playoffs.
You know, I said I had to go back and look, but.
What if he doesn't get it done this year or next year? He's done. He'll be 35. The mindset would change. I think he'd have to get with a bunch of other guys again to win another one. If not, if he don't win anything else and he starts messing the playoffs this year and next year, that legacy is going to take a little bit of a hit.
I see.
Because Jordan slumped when he got to Washington when he was like 37 or 38 years old.
Well, you know that. Well, I guess, you know, he...
Something like that.
Well,
right?
I see. Well, yeah, I'm probably thinking, you know, my opinion, I said, Jordan probably came back, you know, to Washington. I guess, you know, he probably wasn't doing it, you know, just, you know, just to, how do I put it, you know, like...
He was trying to mentor. I think he was trying to mentor the young guys.
Well, you know, I think that was probably what Jordan would, you know, maybe something like that, you know, trying to mentor. I mean, but I don't even say what hell... I just said Jordan got his own legacy. Hell, he's got 6 titles, 6 Finals MVPs. I said MJ is set. Okay, he's set.
He's safe. Too.
Yeah, I said yeah, he's safe. Okay, let's see LeBron. Yeah, I said LeBron's got 3 titles, 3 or 4 MVPs. Yeah, he's made the Finals 8 years in a row. Made the All-Star game numerous times.
He's got a good look. I mean, he's just not the best.
And he just recently passed MJ for 4th on the all-time scoring list.
Yep.
But I see, but you know, I don't know.
Good for him.
I just see no good. Well, okay.
Oh, the Pistons look like they're going to make the playoffs. They're playing better lately.
Well, that's okay. Let's see if you look at the East to the West. Of course, Milwaukee. You know, Milwaukee's got the. Milwaukee, I think, has the NBA's best record, something like 50-16, something like that.
The Greek Freak is on there.
Yeah. I see though in the East, let's see, you got Milwaukee, Toronto, Indiana, Philadelphia.
Is Portland in there? Or are they West?
They're West.
They're West.
I think Miami, Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit's 7-8 area.
Brooklyn.
And,
oh goodness, I know Boston. I
can't forget about them.
Boston. I forgot
they're
about the Celtics.
They're up there at least by 4 or 5.
4 or 5. They're sitting in there.
Somewhere.
Almost forgot about the Celtics.
I was wearing green, too. I'm not a Celtics fan, but I'm wearing green. St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, that's Sunday.
This Sunday.
Yeah, that's you know. I think kind of like the teams in the playoff position, you know, in the East right now. Now you switch over to the West. You got Golden State, Denver, Houston.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, Oklahoma City.
OGT Westbrook arguing with that fan again.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. Portland.
Yeah, Portland. Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe
San Antonio.
Yes. San Antonio.
Yeah. Was there Toronto?
Anywhere? Oh yeah. Toronto's in the East.
Did we say them in the East?
Yeah. I said because you know. I said no. The LA Clippers. I said no. I can't leave out the Clippers. Oh yeah, in Utah. I said
Utah.
Stay out there in the West.
Yep. Oh, what about Dallas Mavericks? Where are they at?
I don't know. Dallas.
They could be. Are they somewhere? Because I didn't think they were doing horribly. But I don't know.
No, I see. No, I mean Dallas. They're not doing too bad. I mean, they're not going to make the playoffs, but they're not doing too bad.
They're going to be. Did you hear about Dirk may not want to retire now? Did you hear that?
I did.
He may come back because it looks like it could be. Who's their young guy they got?
Luka
Doncic. And they also got Porzingis now. And then you can also have Dirk. Could you imagine those 3 dudes together out there on the court at the same time?
Well, I see you could, but I just see no Dirk could probably
Dirk can't play all the minutes he used to.
I said no, he can't. I mean, he could probably still turn around and do that, you know, that trademark fadeaway jump.
6 minutes a quarter?
6. Well, maybe
24 minutes a game.
Maybe.
That's only 12 minutes a half.
Yeah, maybe he could.
Watch out. Dallas going to be a team to be reckoned.
Well,
they're going to be a team.
Well, I mean, you know, they could.
They're going to be a squad. They got it.
Okay. I said, okay, well, you know what, there's kind of like another thing, you know, that probably, you know, needs to be addressed. Okay, you know, Okay, let's say whenever you go to any type of sporting event, whether it's professional, college, or whatever. I just see, you just came to, to sit down, just, enjoy the game. And I said, yeah, I understand, I said, we sometimes fans, get a little bit, rowdy or whatever. But it's really not necessary, for the fans, to, but there has to be there has to be boundaries that have to be drawn.
Set up, yeah.
I said, probably the perfect example, okay, kind of like Russell Westbrook, which is kind of like one of the hotheads of the NBA. Probably several instances, Westbrook, I just see, I said, I like Russell Westbrook. He's one of my favorite players to watch, in the NBA.
He had ice bags on his knees when he got in that confidence. Did you see those ice bags on his knees?
Yeah, it's been a few times, that, a few fans, have gotten a little
under his skin.
I just, they've gotten under his skin. If you saw the video last night, he got into a confrontation, with the fan in Utah. And say, I said, I'm not sure what was said or nothing like that.
I did hear one soundbite. You couldn't hear the fans, but you heard Westbrook saying something back to him, and then he said something to the security. He said, I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't get him, I'm going to mess him up. I'm going to fuck him up. He said the F word. You can check it out. And so he looks up into the crowd, and he said, I'm going to freak you up, you and your wife. Okay, so we're going to rewind it back there, because if I'm the NBA, I'm going to go, I hear you, Westbrook. We're going to protect you. They shouldn't have been calling you names. They should not have, and he said it was racial motivated or whatever. They should not have done that. But you cannot say that you're going to you're going to F someone up and their wife. But no. Especially with this Me Too stuff movement.
No. I said no. I just said no. I just said no. Say, look, bottom line, say that for fan, if he's saying stuff back and forth this way, if it gets a little bit too personal, if it goes too far, I see, that fan needs to be kicked out.
Fan needs to be kicked out. Here's my thing. If it goes too far both ways, because if they were saying racial stuff, and Westbrook says, I'm going to F you and your wife up, here's my opinion. The fans should be kicked out.
I don't know if he said that. I didn't.
He definitely said, for sure, I will mess you and your wife up.
Wait a minute, did he say that?
Yes, he did. You can go back on ESPN and watch the video after we're done with this. But he said that standing there. He's looking at security or someone. He goes, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to mess him. I'm going to mess him up. Then he looked at the crowd. The guy started saying something to him again, and he said, yeah, you better shut your mouth. I'm telling you right now, you keep it up, say one more thing, I'm going to mess you and your wife up. So here's my opinion on that. I get what you're saying about the fans should be kicked out. Yes, they should. They should go because they were either saying racial slurs or whatever they were saying. They need to leave, right? But he needs to leave the bench. He needs to be fined, and he needs to be suspended as well. You cannot sit there. There is a boundary line between the fans and the players. The players need to respect it. The fans need to respect it. And if they both don't, then something needs to happen to both parties. That's the truth about it.
What I'm saying? It's really just got to, I guess, it's just, like I said, it's just kind of, gotten a little bit,
chippy.
I see, it has got chippy.
We should have learned something from Detroit and Indiana.
Come on, hell. I see the Malice at the Palace, November 2004, Pistons Pacers. Yeah. I said, no, they didn't get in the crowd there for, on them.
No, fist of cups.
No, I said fisticuffs. Yeah, it was.
There was some.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't see that.
Well, it's just. Okay.
Oh, Conor McGregor. Speaking of people messing with people's stuff, Conor McGregor took someone's phone and broke that, and he was in jail for it. Because it's the fans and the. Can you believe this? Athletes. I don't know that whole story. I know he took a phone and he smashed it, and he was in jail for it.
Was it his?
No, some other person. I don't know if he knew the person. I don't think he did.
I
think someone's trying to take a picture of him. Might be a little, shooting up there, kind of. Steroid, roid rage. That's not true. Not true.
Well, I don't know.
Isn't it sad?
But just basically, if what it all comes down to, I just see, I see we've been to a few games, before. That's college and professional. I said, look, I said, me personally, I'm like, it's probably as much as we pay for these tickets. I said, look, I'm just gonna sit right here. I'm just gonna chill.
That's
I
true.
said, yeah. I said the fans stand up. Say we're calling, and if there's a call, that I think is questionable or whatever. I said, look. Yeah, I'm gonna speak on it, but I ain't gonna get crazy.
Yeah, you might say, ooh, boo, it's a bad call. What are you talking about? You blind? You might say that, but you definitely are not going to go any further in there.
I said no.
That's it.
I said no. I said, look, as much as we pay for these seats, I said we travel to such and such to watch this game. I'm like, no.
And you don't want to get kicked out where you can't come back again.
Yeah, I said no.
That's true.
I said no. Basically, all what it comes down to, I said, look, say the fans, you want to go to a game, sure, you can go, but just watch yourself.
It's getting crazy out there, so basically just be respectful to people.
Yeah.
Baseball season starts up soon. I don't really have much on that. That's
well,
just spring.
They say it's spring training right now. The regular season starts around the end of the month.
I know the Yankees announced that Tanaka will be their Game 1 starter.
I see, yeah. Well,
and the Yankees said something about that they feel like the team could break the home run record for their team record. And with John Carlos and Sanchez and Judd, and, and healthy, if they can stay healthy, you got a shot this year.
Well,
Yankees are fun to watch right now. They're fun to watch again because they can hit home runs. So,
well, let's see. Well, first things, excuse me. Well, probably first things first. You have to get past the defending champ, Boston, and to get past the Red Sox.
Yeah, but even if the Red Sox win the series and win game, it doesn't matter about that. What I'm saying is the Yankees are probably one of the funnest teams to watch in baseball. If you're going just to watch home runs and power hitting, you go to watch the Yankees, period. There's no one else that can catch them on that. If some other team has better pitching right now, that they can win. Well, they don't have more power hitters. There's no team that has more power hitters than the Yankees. There's not.
Well, say they could. I said we ain't gonna know nothing until the season actually starts.
Well, but I'm just basing that on paper from previous year. John Carlos has been in the league for a while now, so Judge and so Sanchez. We know what we're getting out of those guys, and we know Carlos is great, and we know that Judge can hit. So, all these other people.
Well, actually, the big news of the baseball season: Bryce Harper, been traded from Washington to Philadelphia. Signed with Philadelphia.
Yeah.
13 years, $330 million.
Manny Machado got something close to that though. He got like $300 million.
Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking to myself. Okay.
Didn't he choose San Diego like Manny? Didn't he go to like the?
I think he went to the Padres.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
he went to the Padres.
They both went to terrible marketed teams.
Well,
that's terrible.
Well,
and apparently, Harper passed up. Now this is all just speculation, but it was between $280 or $290 or even $300 million to play with the Yankees, and he didn't take the $300. Let's say it was $300 million. He did not play with the Yankees for $300 million. That's close to what he got right now, and he could have been guaranteed a way better shot to win the championship. And he said no, and went to the Phillies.
Well,
that's horrible.
Well, he was probably thinking, the Yankees, the Yankees got enough. They probably didn't have enough money to offer him.
No. The rumor is that this is a rumor that's been, talked about by baseball personalities that are on ESPN and Fox Sports. The Yankees offered between like $280 and $300 million, and he said no.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's money grubbing, hungry, or if he just wanted to be the only one. But then again, he's trying to recruit Trout.
Mike Trout.
Yeah.
And the Angels.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I just see $330 million. I just say that's a damn.
But if I could have got offered $290 or $280 from the Yankees and be playing with Judge and John Carlos and Sanchez and Tanaka and Severino and all those guys, I'd go to Yankees in a heartbeat because I'm going to get a chance to get a ring faster than I would with Philly. But he just probably wants to carve his own name and be his own stuff in Philly. It's probably what it is.
Well, basically, that's. I just see, a lot of these players. I see, they want to go, certain teams. I see, carve out their own name, and say, and possibly, win a championship. I see, I see, we get the Yankees. Yeah, they got 27 World Series titles.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he probably wanted to go to a franchise, that maybe hasn't won one in a while, or probably has never won one, and probably figure, okay, maybe I'll go here, maybe within time.
And do my thing, yeah.
And do my thing. I could probably turn this franchise around, and help them win a title, possibly.
Maybe it will.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
I say, because, I believe it's been 10 or 11 years since the Phillies won the title. I think they won the World Series, if I'm right, 2008. Might have been 2008 when they had Ryan Howard, I believe. But anyway, that's a hell of a paycheck, though. I said, I don't know if we'll be playing baseball for 13 years, but
I don't even know how much time we're at, but I guarantee you we're over 30-something.
I just said, hell, we're probably at 40 minutes. I think, sorry,
better
y'all.
Hell,
just whenever we get to talking, we just can't seem to stop.
we need to start putting a clock on this. It's way over there. Okay, so
I said, hell, we probably been talking for like 35, 40 minutes now.
So
Stop.
we will try to get back as soon as, even though there might be a selection Sunday, we may not do it Sunday. We may do it like Monday, because when's the play-in games?
The play-in games are Tuesday and Wednesday, the
Okay,
19th and 20th.
We may wait until after the play-in games and then do something maybe like Wednesday night. We could do something Wednesday night.
Maybe the 20th. Well, you know what? I don't know. Maybe we could try either after the selection show on Sunday or Monday. Or maybe Monday. I mean, I ain't gonna leave the women out there. And I said the women's bracket is revealed on Monday.
Yeah. So we'll look at the bracket and we'll easily come up with our Final Four and championship predictions. We'll probably go over the last bit of the NBA. It'll give us another week of clarity on the NBA, and then that would probably be about it, because NFL free agency would die down and baseball's not where near starting, unless you want to talk about NASCAR. We do have WrestleMania coming up soon for WWE, but it's still not until like April 7th or 3rd or something like that. So we got time for that stuff. So I think that's all we have for right now tonight, guys.
Yeah, I said, that's all we got.
So don't forget to like,
subscribe,
comment,
share,
and we'll see you guys possibly this Sunday.
Yeah.
Or Monday or something. We'll see you again soon.
Yeah. I just say we'll make sure it's not a long gap between shows.
Okay.